Welcome back to another episode of 5-Minute Small Business Tips, where you give us 5 minutes and we'll make you a better business person. I'm Stuart Goldstein, CEO and President of Goldart Consulting. We are small business specialists, and I have a 35-year business career with both Fortune 500 companies and on Wall Street. But for the last 24 years, I have worked exclusively with small businesses. Today's tip comes from our book, Small Business Tips to Live By, which is available on Amazon. It is number 15 in the strategy and planning section of the book. And the tip, inventory is an albatross that drowns new businesses. As always, first, we're going to define our terms. Inventory in business is a term that describes the stockpiles of a company's specific products that it sells. It can also refer to the parts or the raw materials that make up those products held in stock. It can be cloth, packaging, battery, oil, plastics. It can be the wrappings and the outsides of the products. All of these are considered inventory. It is the same thing in small businesses. We track both the finished products and the raw materials that make up everything we sell. An albatross is a very large oceanic bird. In a literary sense, it represents a weight that hangs on someone's neck, and that literary sense comes from a famous poem by Samuel Taylor Coleridge, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Now that we've got our terms defined, let's go back to the tip. Inventory is an albatross that drowns out new businesses. Let's go through this. Too many small businesses launch with too many products and variations. They forget, especially in certain industries, that inventory ages like old fish. Good for the first day, starts to smell on the third day, gets you sick by the 5th day. Examples of industry where inventory ages fast is fashion, food obviously, technology, even entertainment and the news. Let me introduce 2 more new terms here. SKUs, stock keeping units, is what the acronym stands for, and these are the specific product variations, be it either in different products or different versions of the same product. As an example, if a company sells 4 shirts in 5 different colors, each variation is a SKU because the company has to keep inventory in each of the variations. So when we do the math, we have 4 different shirts, each in 5 different colors. We actually have 20 different SKUs that we need to keep inventory in. The next term is carrying costs. These are the related costs that come along with having inventory over a long period of time. It could be storage expense because we have to store both the finished products and the raw materials with which we make the finished products. It can be insurance expense because often we have to insure either finished products or the raw materials. And it can be display expense. Very often we have built displays tied to the product in terms of marketing. We put out that money. So we understand that the true cost of inventory is both the cost of making the inventory or buying the inventory plus the carrying costs. Here is the key point to understand. Inventory sucks up cash like a sponge. When we capture the true entire cost, not just the cost of buying the product. And poorly managed inventory can lead to an early death as it sucks up the cash and all our cash is locked up in product that's not selling. It is important to remember that cash is the most important resource in a business, and it is limited. There are a lot of other expenses that we need to spend on: rent, employees, marketing, and we can't have all of our cash tied up in inventory because when we are out of cash, we are out of business. So what do? We start small and we start slow. We launch with fewer products and fewer SKUs. Let each product and each variation earn its place in our product menu. And then we expand that menu slowly, offering additional new products and perhaps variations of those products over time at a slower pace to make sure we can manage the effect on our cash properly. This will free up cash to cover other expenses and will also limit our downside in case we have made a poor product choice. And over time, every business, large or small, has made some poor product choices. It is inevitable. Every business has made this mistake. After that, we need to be honest with ourselves. We need to recognize when an individual product or a SKU is not working. We cannot hold inventory so long that it becomes unsellable. We often think of this as perishability. And the key is honesty and the recognition that a product or a variation is not working. Then we move the merch. We move the merchandise that isn't selling. We can't be afraid to discount and have sales to let go of this old inventory that isn't working. You can have closeout sales. Often businesses will have end-of-year sales, end-of-season sales, and what they are doing is recognizing that certain inventory isn't working and they are moving it. They are taking the steps to turn that inventory back into cash. And we can't be afraid, when necessary, to even take a loss and dump bad inventory. If there's a situation and our cost in buying the product was $50 and we can't sell it, it is better to sell that inventory at below cost, $40, $30, just so we can turn that bad inventory back into useful cash. Because bad inventory turned back into cash can be used for better things. It can be used for new inventory that can work better. It can be used to cover other expenses that helps the business stay afloat, like marketing. It can be used for other investments that help stabilize the new business. So in conclusion, inventory is an albatross that drowns out new businesses if you're not careful. We need to move slow and move small in the beginning. Fewer SKUs, fewer products, and let each new variation earn its place in our product menu. After that, we have to be honest with ourselves and recognize product didn't work, we need to move it. We have to discount and take the necessary steps to turn the product, the bad inventory, back into cash that can be used for better things to help stabilize the company and help fund future growth. That's all for today. Please stay tuned for our next video in the series. And as always, please like, follow, share this video with anyone you think it can help, and please subscribe so you don't miss the next video in the series. If your business has any issues you would like to discuss, please reach out to us. The information will be in the video notes. And as I mentioned before, our book, Small Business Tips to Live By, is available on Amazon in both paperback and Kindle ebook formats. There too, the information will be in the video notes. This has been 5-Minute Small Business Tips. We'll see you in the next video.